All right, and we are back here on the GSMC Football Podcast. And for the final part of the show, we are going to talk about Josh Allen and Stefon Diggs. More comments that Josh Allen made on Stefon Diggs. So I wanted to get into that and give you my thoughts. So, in a press conference recently, he was asked about, missing Stefon Diggs. And he did have some interesting comments. He did say Steph's a great player and what he brought to this team was special, but was also asked if he missed him, and he said, "Miss, I don't know if I'd say miss. He was a guy that was reliable, you can look to. He's going to have the juice every day. I'm sure he's bringing it every day in Houston, so definitely you can't say you don't miss that." He said, he also said, "But I'm very happy with what we have going on here and how hard the guys have been working." I just thought it was interesting because you would think with everything they've been through together, all the playoff appearances and all the battles over the years, that you would have thought Josh Allen would have said, "Yeah, I of course I miss him. He was a brother, something along the lines of that." But no, we didn't really get that. He kind of was just like, "Yeah, you miss." I mean, he didn't say he doesn't miss him. But he wasn't like, saying, he wasn't chomping at the bit to say, "Oh, yeah, absolutely, I miss him." So you could interpret it many different ways, which is what many people are going to do. So I think maybe in terms of just, because like what he said in the final quote, he likes the guys that they have right now. And he feels as though with the team that they have together that, missing Stefon Diggs, it's not there. Now, I do think if they still had Stefon Diggs, that would, he would help the Bills. Now, they kind of phased him out of the offense towards the end of the year, which we talked about a lot. But, I think Josh Allen, yeah, he does. I think he does miss Diggs, but it's just it got to a certain point where the relationship was not the best because they had their discrepancies. I mean, there was that article that came out, with Josh Allen and Diggs, Allen yelling at Diggs saying it's one game after they lost to the Jets in the opener, and it just seems like everywhere Diggs goes, there always seems to be some issue. Like forced his way out of Minnesota to go to Houston, to go to the Bills. Then he's now going from the Bills to the Texans, and we'll see how it works out in Houston. But yeah, it just seems like he's like the common denominator in these situations. And I think it just got to a certain point where Josh Allen just couldn't deal with it anymore. And it's probably it was just time. It was time for them to just go their separate ways. But I don't think people should interpret this in a negative way that he doesn't miss Diggs. I think it's more of just like from a pure football standpoint, because I do think he does, to a certain extent, miss Diggs being on the team. But I also think he just feels like, look, we had to go in different directions. It was time, and you like the guys that you have right now. It's going to be interesting because you look at the receiving corps for the Bills and who's going to step up. Like I talked about with the Packers, like who's going to be that alpha receiver. You got Keon Coleman, who they drafted. You still got Khalil Shakir there. Curtis Samuel, you signed. Mac Hollins, Chase Claypool, Marquez Valdez-Scantling. You got the two tight ends, James Cook as well. James Cook's going to be the running back, of course. But, can catch passes out of the backfield. We've seen that. But who is going to be that number one receiver? We'll see. And like I said, last year towards the end, Stefon Diggs really wasn't making a huge impact. was not really having these big games. You know, they were running the ball with James Cook sometimes. You know, Diggs was having games where he would have like 27 yards receiving. So, really was not making an impact like he usually would. So, I don't think they're going to miss him entire. I mean, at times maybe, but I think, you know, they're going to be okay. The Bills are going to be fine. So, but I just thought it was interesting. Because maybe, you know, you don't want to tell the media the whole story. You know, you want to keep some certain things to yourself. But I don't think we should look at that, what he said, in a negative way. That, oh, the way he answered it, yeah, he's so glad that Diggs is not there. I think it's a little bit of both. I think you miss him, but you're also like, yeah, we just had to go in a different direction. So, but that's really my thoughts on it. Let me know what you guys think, though, about the Josh Allen, Stefon Diggs relationship. You know, how do you see the Bills' offense performing in 2024? How do you see Diggs doing in Houston? You know, definitely something to keep an eye on because, you know, I've said it. Now that he's with the Texans, look, you got Nico Collins there, and you also have Tank Dell there. You know, C.J. Stroud is going to be spreading the ball around. So you're not going to get all the targets. But, I mean, he's going to have big games because I still think Diggs still has some good football left. But yeah, that's just my my thoughts on that. So, but yeah, that's pretty much it for the show for today. Thank you guys for tuning in. Got full slate of preseason games this weekend. Like I said, I will recap the games from tonight, tomorrow. We'll take a look at some of the games going into this weekend and what to expect. And I'll continue my receiver rankings. I hope you guys do understand the rationale that I had behind the rankings. But again, I've said this. I don't like doing rankings lists at all. But, you know, it just gives us something else to talk about. But before you know it, we're not going to have to do that for a while because, you know, we'll be locked into all the games coming up, especially in the regular season, which I can't wait. College football is, you know, a few weeks away. I also did purchase the new PlayStation as well as getting NCAA 25 or 24, 25. See, I don't even know. But regardless, I've been playing it. Well, I did play it yesterday, and I'm trying to build up UConn's football program. Because why not? Yeah, NCAA 25. Yeah, I had it right the first time, but building up UConn's football program. So far we are, I think 4-0. Yeah, I'm 4-0 right now. So we're trying to build that up, see where that goes. But you know what? It's a fun game. It's a fun game, and I'm hoping it also helps me get, you know, more into college as well. Because I'm gonna try my best to cover college once it starts. So because I know there's some things to talk about, like with Michigan, with the sign stealing scandal. But yeah. So, I've been playing that game. I played it yesterday. It's fun. I've been playing it at my friend's house too. The last couple times I've been over there. Yeah, so it's a fun game. But yeah, that's pretty much it from me. Make sure to check out all the other shows as well. Give the other shows some love, like I always say. With everything else going on in the sports world, the Olympics, baseball, WNBA, everything. You know, make sure to check out all the other shows. But yeah, so with that, that is all the time that we have for today. Again, thank you guys for tuning in. We'll be back again tomorrow, 10:30 a.m. Eastern Time. And until then, I'm Kenneth Grunfelder signing off from the GSMC Football Podcast, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. Have a good day, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Take care.